I guess it was just new for me because I just never really tried it. But when I tried it, I was like, oh yes, where have you been?
So that was your first reaction to it when you first had it.
Mm-hmm.
See, mine was not.
But
Yeah.
that's I
Okay.
feel like that's wrong.
I'm being thirsty. I have a girl code that I think everybody will probably do.
I don't care if it's a picture of the dog on the page.
What
Nobody
you go
better
through
like
though?
me.
Like I feel like you should look at it like I deserve this. Yes, this is my money.
Hello, welcome back to the Melanated Opinion. I'm Crystal. What up, people?
I'm Shanita.
Okay, and today's show, you can see it's just me and Shanita, so we gonna really be talking to y'all today, right? And
I know, right?
yeah, so what we're gonna be talking about today is healthy eating. Having a healthy lifestyle, either what we're doing or what we're trying to do, what we have done, or just all of the above. Um, so let's just go into it. So let's just say with this, Shanita. So do you feel like right now you like I'll say, well, are you focused on healthy eating? One, two, if you are, what are you doing?
Mm, I think I used to be like I want to, but is the biggest issue for me is meal prepping. So if I feel like I don't have time to meal prep, then the healthy eating kind of goes out the window and I just go with convenience. But ideally, yes, like I have a bag of apples in the refrigerator right now, but
Okay,
but
bag of
it's
apple.
right, but it's not what I want. But to me, I prefer to eat healthy. I know you've been doing a lot better than I have though. What about you?
Yeah, kind of like you. It's like better, but not where I want to be at. And so it's kind of like, it's kind of like what you said. I know if I get caught off guard and don't have anything to eat, then I'm more than likely gonna eat something that I don't want to eat. So that's why I always try to like prepare or have something ahead of time. I think in like the last video or the last two, we talked about like I always have some type of food on me, and it's
Yeah.
because I'm not trying to get caught off guard. Um, and like end up with some type of fries or something from a fast food restaurant or any of that. But I feel like I am doing pretty good in the sense that I don't do fast food restaurants. Like now I
At
can
all?
sleep. Nope. I went to
Okay.
go visit Takara a couple of months ago. And so day one, I said, I don't eat fast food restaurants. So, we're gonna have to find something else for me to do. And it felt like every other day she was trying to get me to eat something from a fast food restaurant because that's where they were at and it was
Uh,
convenient. And so I was like, yeah, no, I don't. So I usually cook because it's like easy for me. It's easier for me to cook, and I guess I just say what I'm trying to do. So I started off vegan for about like 6 months, and
mhm.
then from there I started eating like um, fish. And so now I'm not fully vegan, but then I started eating fish. And then so there would be like no eggs, no cheese, no milk, no,
Mhm.
no meat. And so then I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. But then I feel like I got to in some stuff that probably wasn't the best thing to eat, like some of
Mhm.
the plant-based type of foods that are made out of things like who knows what, because it's too many words. You might as well
Yeah.
go ahead and eat the real thing for all that. And so I was able to cut all of that out. And so now I'm really just like vegetables. I think the bad thing for me is fried fish. So I try to limit the fried fish, but sometimes it's hard to be like, where can I go and get some grilled fish? That's why I go to restaurants because there's no fast food place that's gonna have no grilled fish.
Now with that, I don't. Well, I guess in my mind, I feel like it's healthier than fried fish. Have you ever tried the oven fried fish?
I have, but I think for me, I feel like if I'm gonna do all that work, I might as well fry it because I like fried fish anyway.
But I mean, okay. So when I do fried fish, because I actually had it yesterday, I had salmon, and I put it in the Louisiana um seasoning pack or whatever, and I just put it like a little oil in the aluminum foil, and I bake it. So
Like
I mean,
I would try that because that do sound good, and I've never had it. How was it?
Yes. So to me, it's just like fried fish. Now, granted, the next day is if you have a what is it, an air fryer or something, or a toaster oven to reheat it, it probably be a little bit more crispier. But I feel like it's crispier the first day versus heating up there. I mean, I still eat it.
But it
It's
sounds good though.
It do. I put it on my shrimp. I put it on any type of fish. The salmon. I just been eating mostly salmon and fish, not fish. What it is, fish, but shrimp lately. So I just put it on that, and I mean, I like the taste of it because it's already seasoned, so you really don't have to season your fish plus that. It's just good. I eat it as it is. Like I might cook a piece of that, and I don't even have to have a side. And
Okay.
in my mind, I feel like it's a little bit healthier because it's not as much oil. You're really just putting enough on there. I don't know. I guess just to cook it some, but it's not like drenching in oil like
Okay,
you
yeah.
would frying a piece of fish. So
Yeah.
you're saying you want the fish that actually goes in the grease.
It tastes better to my taste buds. But I do like salmon, so I would try that. And you know what else is interesting? I feel like I didn't eat salmon growing up. I feel like it's kind of like a new thing. So I don't want to say new. I guess it was just new for me because I just never really tried it. But when I tried it, I was like, oh yes, where have you been?
So that was your first reaction to it when you first had it?
Mm-hmm.
See, mine was not. When I first had salmon, it was like at a work conference or something. You know how you have those banquet days, and so doing that, I was like, "What is this?" Like I tried it, but I think it's like the texture or something. It was gross. It didn't have no seasoning on it. I want to say I might have tried it twice, and then one of my coworkers, she was basically always eating salmon, and I was just like. I just don't see how you do it. But her husband had grilled it. And so she let me taste a piece of hers. And I was like, okay, the texture is still a little different. Now, the flavor wasn't all there, but the texture, I was like, okay, what is different? And then I think when you had told me about the, what is it, Atlantic? What is it, the Atlantic? Whichever one
Yeah.
that one is.
Yeah.
That one. And I tried that and I put it on the stove in the butter. Now that's when I was sold. And I think I've been eating it ever since.
Yes. Okay. Two things. One, for the people that don't know, we're not talking about salmon out the can. Like, 'cause
Oh, is it one in the
like you never had salmon croquette?
can?
People put in like onions in it, and they would put like flour or egg or something like that in it.
Is it like a crab cake or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Oh, okay, yeah, because I think that's what I had growing up, and those are good too. But we're not talking about that in a can. We're talking about the French one where you go to the deli and get it. One and two, when you were talking, it reminded me the first time I had salmon. No, I did not like it, and I tried everything. I put some hot sauce on salmon. Like, who does that? It was not good. But I think it was kind of like what you were saying. It was the seasoning. It was not seasoning.
And then texture, because if it's not cooked right, that texture kind of gets you too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So I
but
think
going back to what we was talking about too, like I feel like for me, when I never went fully vegan, I went vegetarian. But to me, you do have some benefits of doing it because even though I was eating egg and cheese, I wasn't really eating like any junk food. Like my junk food was the kind bars that were like the granola, not the one with all the stuff on it. It was just like oats and what is it, quinoa. It had like little pieces of blueberry in it. No, I don't have it. I just say I should have brought one to show. But I would have that and like Nutri-Grain bars. I like blueberry flavor stuff. So it would be like the blueberry one. And that would be my sweet or like my snack or whatever. I would have, I think I probably was eating probably at least one little small salad a day. Now I did have the, as they say, fake meat. I did eat that, but that helped me transition. But I actually saw a decrease in like symptoms that I had when I was sick. Like my energy level went up, like I was able to do more. And overall, I just felt a whole lot better eating clean than I did once I started eating meat. And how I ended up starting back eating meat was our offices switched. So of course I didn't have the access to the toaster oven and like the places that was a little bit healthier. So for me, I started off, I think, eating fish at first. And then I was like, well, I'll try turkey. And then I was like, well, I'll try chicken. Before you know it, and it's been hard trying to switch back, but I do want to go back to at least eating healthier.
So do you think eating like grilled chicken and certain types of turkey is better for your body than eating fried chicken? Like, have you noticed the difference in eating grilled or fried, or it's kind of the same?
I guess to answer your question, basically for me, at first it was chicken and fish all together. So like if I ate any kind of beef or pork, I wasn't gonna be as regular as I would, eating that. But I went on a fast, and when I did a fast, it was like 40 days. It was with our church. After that, I wasn't eating any meat. So when I would try to eat meat, whether it be chicken or fish, I still wasn't as regular. So honestly, right now for me, any meat does the same thing, whether it's fried or grilled. But I do notice, like, if it's fried and I haven't been eating fried food, then I might have to take a extra trip a lot sooner.
But I feel like the first thing what you said makes sense. Like, you have to know your body, and the fact that you know it, I feel like most people don't even pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And so, I think that like there is a big difference. I even was talking to my mom, and she told me she noticed a difference. Like, she had some stuff going on with her stomach, and when she stopped like eating meat, like it wasn't happening as often.
No. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, how much what you're putting in your body affect you. And it could be me, but I feel like eating fast food now, well, really since I say at least 2020, the food don't taste the same anymore, and it don't look the same. So we really don't know what we are putting in our bodies. So I prefer to cook, only because, like I said, it don't taste right. And I don't know if it's like a mind thing or if that's just reality. But I did want to ask you too. You said earlier, you was like, you don't eat fast food. So what is the difference for you between fast food and restaurant?
Well, I can't get what I get in fast food that I get at a restaurant. That's really the only thing. Because
Like what?
I'm getting salmon. So you can't, like, no fast food restaurant is gonna have salmon, or I'm getting like I get a salad and salmon, or I get like fresh vegetables. And
Okay.
that's most of the time that's what I get.
Like Captain D's.
Who has a Captain D's?
Oh, well, we do.
Right. Like, if I was close, like when I go back home, I will eat Captain D's because they have,
Okay.
the things that I would normally get. I feel like we may have like a Long John Silver, but it's not as convenient for me to get there. But I don't think there are that many like fast food fish places for me to go to.
Hens? No.
I don't think so.
Okay. So if you had a more seafood based fast food, you would eat it.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought you were just saying all together.
Yeah, no, it's just because of what I eat. It's not as simple to just go through a drive-through and get it. That's the only thing.
Okay. And honestly, you probably doing yourself a favor, because it'll just be a waste of money. And
You know,
because to me, it's like some people season it, but I think with the lack of staff now, maybe it's just a little bit harder for people.
yeah,
But
definitely. But you said the same thing Melissa said, which was that the food don't taste like it used to. It's not good. So I think that's so
no.
weird and interesting.
And it's like you're buying it because you haven't prepped. Like you didn't have food, or you didn't have time to go to the grocery store to get everything that you need. So I might have bread but no meat, or vice versa. So I don't, and then everything is expensive. It's crazy that you can go get a 4 for $4, or I think some places got like a $5 package. But if you go get a salad, it's $15, but you can get a whole meal for
With a
$4.
drink. Yeah, with a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
exactly. And then the salad don't come with a drink. So I never understood that, and I'm like, you wonder why a lot of people are opting for unhealthier foods because it's cheaper.
Exactly. Like, because I mean, I also feel like healthy food is not as convenient to me because it's like you can go through the drive-through, but if I want a good salad, I'm gonna have to go into this place and stand in line, say this is what I want on my salad.
That's
I
true.
mean, because I don't like. I mean, even this is just me. I'm not being bougie. I don't really like Subway salads. Like, I don't like their lettuce. It's something about the lettuce for me. So I go to what is the name? I can't think of it. Salada. That's like my favorite salad place.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's so good. But you have all the vegetables you can ever want in the world. But you have to get out the car and go in and get it. Like, it's just not as convenient as going to this drive-through and you out in 5 minutes.
And then if you do like certain places that have the pre-packaged salads, it's a lot of those. The lettuce may not be as fresh or
Hmm.
good. When you looking at it, it's old. 'Cause even like if you go in the stores and buy the ones that's in the container, like if you looking at it, it's like it's almost old before you buy it.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's true.
Yep. So then it's like back to fast food. And it's like I do something different tomorrow or the next day, but then like life happens and stuff happens.
Mhm.
And it's hard to like get to the point where it's like, let me do exactly what I need to be doing. And
Right.
just kind of
And see what helped me, I think, like at night, if I already have my foods prep, like if I do cook, I'll go ahead and put it in meal prep container. So it's already, individualized. I just have to pick it up and go. So like right now I have the apples. So what I would do, I'll put like I had feet, so I had it for 2 days. So I went on, rinsed my apple, I'll put it in a little bag and put it on top of it. So I try to put everything together because there may be some things in my bag that don't need to go in the refrigerator. So if I fix that and fix my bag, then I'll be able to, and I lost my train of thought. I'll be able to do it quicker. And if I have all my snacks, then I don't have to go down to the little market and get some stuff. But I did it's over there. I did try this new snack. I don't know. What do you think about like the dried fruit or like the dried well, what I have is dried cauliflower, but it's like a chip. And they have like I think kale, they have like all different types of vegetables, but they're dry. And the kind that I have, it was like supposed to be white cheddar, but when you eat it, you can taste that it's the cauliflower, but it's like have a sweeter taste to it. So I'm like, how like if I eat the whole bag, it's 120 calories. But is that really healthy? Because you can get a bag of popcorn and it might be 100 calories.
yeah, I think that okay, so the dried fruit, I've heard people say that it has like a whole lot of sugar in it. Like you might as well eat some M&Ms for the amount of
Yeah.
sugar that it has in it. So I stopped eating dried fruit. And my guess is that the cauliflower is either close to chips or a tiny bit healthier just because of all the stuff that they put on it to make
Mhm.
it have to last in the bag. I feel like if you made it
Oh.
yourself, it will probably be fine. But that defeats the point because who want to do all the work?
Right. And that makes a lot of sense. Because I think some people used to make what was it like the little sweet potato fries, like the chips where you cut it thinly. I
Hmm.
tried it one time and it burnt. Like I was so mad because I think I might have sliced them too thin, and so I put it in for the time that it said, and I didn't check it. So by the time the alarm went off, I was like, it's burnt. Like I didn't have nothing to try.
So you never retried it, the
No,
recipe.
because like you said, it took too long to have to
Hmm.
sit there and peel it and then slice them. And I was just like, it's not worth it.
Isn't
And
that
it's not like I had
interesting?
potatoes just laying around.
Like, even if you were to cook at home, it still takes longer for the healthier stuff to just prep and cook as opposed to, like, let's
Hmm.
say you're cooking some fries and some
Yep.
grease. Like, that's just so simple and easy.
Yep. But if you got to cut the potato, season the potato,
Hmm.
then put it all in there and then let it bake, and then it takes longer. And then to me, I think like the healthier options, like they spoil a lot quicker then it would be some fast food stuff. You can have some stuff in the freezer or in the refrigerator for a while, but if you go get, I don't know, like fruit or something like that, like it's gonna spoil a lot quicker.
Yep. So now you feel like you're wasting money and you don't want to waste money.
Yeah, because I got a bag of salad and something else I have in the refrigerator that's spoiled. I need to just throw it out because I'm like, I didn't even get to open it. It was brand new bag and just went to waste. Because if I don't eat it right then I mean, I might not have a taste for it.
So do we have any type of resolution for this?
I would say, now I did see this article where when it says you getting more fresher items, to make sure you're planning your meals based on what you're going to cook that day, like within the next couple of days or whatever, that is guaranteed this is what you're going to cook. Because we thinking like, you know, I know for me, it's easier for me to buy groceries for 2 weeks. And so, you know, if I done bought groceries and I decide, oh, I don't have time to cook it or I have something to do, then the food is ruined. So by the time I go to the store again, you know, I'm wasting money. So they're saying make sure you, I guess, go intentionally. Like if you know you're gonna cook sweet potatoes and something, like, you know, get what you need. Don't try to buy it in bulk and then just cook it, you know, within that day or like the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And that'd be my thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think I ever really bought anything for like 2 weeks at a time. Like,
Really?
if things last me a whole week, I'm doing good. Like, I don't buy enough to cook a whole week.
But is that because you cook a lot or no?
It's a combination because I cook a lot and because I don't like, I know I can be wasteful. And so I don't want to buy things that I know I may not, you know, use or cook. So like when I go to the store, I really only buy like 2 bananas because I don't know what's going to happen after that. So, and I buy 2 apples. I don't buy a lot of stuff just because I don't know how I'm going to be feeling later on.
So is this now or this is how you always been?
Well, that's it probably happened when Melissa was in school and I started buying things for both of us. And then I noticed that she wasn't eating it. And then I was like, well, I don't want it. I'm just wasting money. So let me start buying. So maybe like what, last 5 years or so?
Okay. And that makes sense. And I think for me, I buy stuff like when you come to my house, well, probably not you probably see food. Well, I don't know. I know when my sister would come to my house a lot, she'll always say, I don't have no food. I don't have any groceries. But when I go in there, I see plenty of stuff. So it's just like in the afternoon, I'm not a breakfast person during breakfast time, if that makes sense. Like I can eat a bowl of cereals in the afternoon or like grits and eggs in the afternoon. But I don't know, I don't be really just wanting. Like I might want like a sandwich in the morning, or a muffin, but I don't really want like heavy breakfast like waffles and all of that in the morning. So for me, like I might have a box of grits and some eggs, and that's enough to last me like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, if not longer than that, because I could cook like grits and eggs, and I mean, I'll be good. So, and then I have like the Nutri-Grain bars and all of those. So, to me, it don't look like a lot, but I don't buy a lot of produce. Like if I do, I do tend to waste it because I eat them, and then like you said, you know, after 3 or 4 days, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this, and the rest of it, excuse me, just go to waste. So that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess let's see what happens. But yeah, I guess so. This is our experience with like, I also think it's only just part of our healthy lifestyle. Like, I'm sure we have a whole bunch of other stories with other things that we've tried and it did not work. At least I know for myself anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, we hope that you enjoyed that. And now we're going to get into the letter and give a little advice.
Yes. So it kind of is going a little bit hand in hand with what we were talking about. It says, hey there, I've seen many people on social media starting to garden more and grow their own food. However, I feel like there's a chance they may not be doing it correctly and they may be harming themselves. Do any of you grow your own food? If so, do you think that there's a right way to do it? That's a good question. You can go ahead.
I was gonna say, me personally, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about growing their own food. And I feel like I listen to a good variety of people. And I don't think I hear is that you should start growing. I've never heard anything saying that a person had bad experience because of the way that their food was growing. So have you ever heard that?
Yes. Um, Actually, it's not necessarily how the food is growing, it's the upkeep. Because some people, you can get mold on it or you can get bugs in it. And if you're not taking the weed out and, prepping it, then at that point, you're going to either have a bad crop or it's, not going to grow at all. So you do have to make sure that you're going in to weed out like the weeds. And I think the problem is how you prep it. Like I've seen some videos that people put, it's like some type of wire on the bottom because that keeps I don't know what it's called, like gophers or what's the things that come under the ground?
Beavers? No, not beavers.
Not
It may,
beavers. Whatever the animals, they'll come, like they'll dig up under and they'll come from the underneath. So they'll put like the little wire thing, then they put like cardboard, and then they put like the dirt. So they try to keep any rodents from being able to dig up under your garden because they'll be eating it from the bottom up. And so it goes out into prepping. I've seen some people that do like grow in buckets, but you have to make sure you drill the holes because if you're just putting it in the buckets, the water is just in there. So again, you may not grow it. Because I know Tabitha Brown, she's famous for it, and I think she left for like 2 weeks and she did a video. And when she came back, she stayed showing us how some of the crop got mold in it, and she's caring for hers, but you do have to kind of go in. So if you think you're just gonna plant it and water and that be it, it takes a little bit to it.
maybe it's like a trial and error type of thing. Like as long as you're
Yeah.
committed to doing it, then you keep trying and then you'll get better and better at it. But as far as what I feel like, it probably once you get it right, it probably is a little better than, buying it from, the store. Plus with the prices increasing, it probably makes more financial sense at this point to start it.
Yes. And I would say start slow. I know for me, because I've been wanting to do my own garden for a while, but I stay in an apartment. And so for me, I brought all these seeds and not realizing that you have to plant the seeds, let them grow first before you even plant them in the ground. So what some people do to cut that out is you can buy the seeds that have, I mean, the roots that have already bloomed. So you just automatically just plant them in the ground. I would say try like a couple of things. Like some people do like spices or leaves, like mint leaves. And then you have to know which crop grows big and which ones don't. Because like what is it? Cucumbers, carrots, corn. I think a lot of those like grow really fast. So if you think you're gonna put this on your balcony or something, you're gonna be ruin it because it grows so fast. And also you can use like fruit, like how you were saying, like potatoes and stuff. Some people use seeds from their everyday food and they make it let it grow a root and then you bury it that way. So if you want to try that, I mean it's helpful. I think it's gonna be more beneficial to grow, but just do your research.
Yep, I 100% agree with everything she said. And I think if you have questions, you can reach out to her because it sounds like she's the expert.
YouTube. Because it's so many videos, but and then what I've been seeing on the news too, a lot of big farmers, a lot of their crops are not coming in. So you might want to look into having something just, to prepare yourself for the future.
Yep. And when you compare that to what's going on with the baby formula in the US, it's kind of like, what if that happens to the food?
Mhm.
Like, it's something to think about. Like, if it's a possibility of it happening with that, something that's essential and needed, like, you really might want to start thinking about it a little bit harder.
Yeah, and I would say Google because you will be surprised what information you will find that is talking about that very thing like
Yeah.
this year. So yeah.
And so I don't know if you have any farmers market near you, but go try like some. Have you ever been to a farmers market?
No, well, no, I'm in a Whole Foods, but oh no, you talking about the the one that's outside?
Yeah, like I feel like they would be the closest thing to like growing your own food. And some of them probably have like the seeds that have already started, and you can just use
Oh,
them if you want to. So
yeah.
yeah, yep, try that as well. But that's going to be it for the question for today and also for the show. We hope that you enjoyed it. And that's going to be it. And if you have anything that you want to comment, let us know about. Maybe we missed something. Let us know. Contact us at the Melanated Opinion on Facebook, at the Melanated Opinion on Instagram, or you can email us at the Melanated Opinion at gmail.com. And you can also find us on Twitter at the Melanated OP. And that's going to be it for today. And thank you so much for watching.